DK, wide receiver from Florida, Home Squad Sports.
This is Jacob Harris, and shout out to Home Squad Sports.
Hey, it's Jake Brenningsue with Home Squad Sports.
This is
All right. Home Squad Sports. We are here for the football finale, the big game, however you want to call it. Chiefs and the Eagles. Plus, we'll go ahead and go over Senior Bowl. You got to see some stuff here from our last week at Senior Bowl. Dalton, man, is here. It's finally the last football game until we get to really dive into the draft. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's had a great week. What do you think about the game coming in, and what's your early thoughts, brother?
Well, the only thing I gotta say is really, I don't like either one of these teams. I wish that it would not be played. To be honest with you, huge Giants fan. Everybody that watches the show knows that. And then the Chiefs are just the Chiefs, man. They got all the media around them and all that BS. So, unfortunately, this is probably my least favorite Super Bowl of all time, Daniel. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, dog. Trying to make history, trying to stop history. I got my Mike Vick Eagles jersey on, just to let you know. I mean, I will say this is the most I've liked Pat Mahomes since on this run.
Oh, really?
I think I used to hate him. I used to hate him and think he's not good. I like that he's tough. He's a tough quarterback.
Yes.
So we're going. Yes. He's tough. I like tough quarterbacks. You can't say he's not tough. We see we see softness everywhere, and the game's getting softer by the day. But I don't think he's soft, so he gets points there with me. But I mean, I don't want them to win. No, that's why obviously I have the Eagles jersey on. Yeah. But this is the most I've liked him in the past 3 years.
I was about to say something about him too, man. I don't like the guy necessarily, but I don't like a lot of good players, so it's not personal. And in terms of respect, he's at the top of the list. It's not in terms of how much I like him. He's not at the top.
Yeah, good point. Exactly. I respect him.
But I mean, in terms of respect, he's up here. Liking him, he's down here. Respect, he's up here. That's what it's really about. You ain't gonna like every person. You like one team or two teams in the league, and that's it. So everybody else you dislike, and this guy I dislike. But man, the respect level's out the roof. You can't hate on him, man. He no matter what, he seems to get the job done.
Yeah, we'll go fully get a dive in. We'll get me and your picks, plus some prop bets as well as we get down the road. Just want to preview that as well. But what we're going to do is go over, if you did see the beginning of the show, people that are coming in, is our week at the Senior Bowl. I mean, me and Dalton was live at the Senior Bowl, Home Squad Sports. We were live on location all week in Mobile, Alabama. It was a great week.
Great.
We pretty much get a leg up. This is downtown Mobile. It's a beautiful sight. We can pretty much get a leg up on the draft, on getting to see these guys, and the combine isn't even here yet. And now we get to go into the draft with some data that, we've seen these guys all week. We got to talk to them face to face, at media day. We were pretty much a couple of these guys, we've talked to them so much throughout the week, you feel like you get to know them, but as much as we go. But man, we'll have the highlights from every day as well. We got you fully covered. I mean, guys that really started showing out that we didn't expect to show out. If you were following us down there on X, on Twitter, on Instagram all week, we were hyping up some bunch of guys. One of them was quarterback Seth Hennigan from Memphis. All week he had a good week, and then end up throwing the game-winning freaking pass. I mean, dude is a freaking dog. He's up there on my list now. I mean, you're going to be hearing me Seth Hennigan, Seth Winnigan, a bunch coming up to the draft. But Dalton, before we show highlights to everybody who didn't get the chance to see it, what was your kind of overview, thoughts of the week? What we got to experience down there.
I mean, there were so many standout players, man. At the end of the day, me and you watched Ollie Gordon, and we were like, he had a bad week. Then you look at the player votes, and he won best running back of the week. Yeah. So it's like, you don't see
great guy.
you just don't see every play is my point, because we thought he had a bad week and it ends up the players vote him as the best running back on his team. So, you don't
Yeah.
see every play. You miss some things, you miss some small things, details here and there. I thought me and you were, I know we're not the scouts necessarily, but I thought we were as qualified as everybody, to be honest with you. And then we went there and then we watched it and we both agreed that he had a bad week. And then I was reading some articles, NFL and big time guys, and they said Ollie Gordon won the best running back for that team. So
Yeah.
it shows you how much you miss during the practices. You miss just the little subtle things that Ollie Gordon must have done well. So shout out to Ollie Gordon, but everybody else, man, you had a lot of standout players everywhere. Every position had
A lot of guys, man. Mike Green showed out. Joshua Farmer from Florida State. A bunch of guys showed out. Tez Johnson, wide receiver from Oregon.
Tez Johnson was unguardable one-on-ones. Mason Taylor.
Martinez, running back from Miami. And he's really good. I mean,
Woody Marks. I mean, a lot of offensive players. And on defense, shout out to Riley from Louisville, University of Quincy Riley. He had a good week, man. He boosted his stock. He's probably second-round pick now,
Tyler Alexander had a big week.
We had a lot of good guys, man. We had Isaac Tesla caught both of the 2-point conversions during the game. And he was slept on during the week. Receiver from Arkansas. A lot of people don't know about him, but I think he's going to be a good NFL receiver. You just had a lot of sleepers this week that really showed out, man. Like the guys that were supposed to show out did. Jackson Dart, he played good.
A lot of guys, man. A lot of guys up front. I mean, going into the week, there was guys up front, that came in. We had Josh Connerly, who we got an interview coming out. Projected 26th pick right now, coming out of Oregon. But, I mean, Gray Zabel was a guy over the week early from North Dakota State. Looks like he's going to be a your guy. You saw him at the tail end of our video there. If you see on our X page as well, we had a post of him. Got to talk to his family, his mom and dad there. We were just watching practice. His mom and dad were right there.
Yeah, that's right.
He did really good. Caleb Rogers, which was a Texas Tech offensive lineman, very good. Then we had the USC guy,
Jonah
Monheim. He's really good too. Those three guys, I think, were my top three, as Connerly being the fourth. But we had also big guys as well. The West Virginia guy. We had a bunch of guys, which we'll go ahead and just show you now. I mean, because we have a bunch of highlights. But we'll go ahead and start them now. Some of these guys we've already mentioned, and then we'll go ahead and hop back into it and just get our thoughts here and preview the game.
I like Jonas Shanker, man. Look at that great footwork for a DB. I used to play DB. I wasn't a D1 athlete because, I'm looking for UCB guys. I did play the great footwork. I mean, Zabel's
great. Zabel there.
Jalen Lane, great route runner. He can get you the yards underneath.
Yep. Rashard Smith had a great week.
He can do it all, man. I mean, former receiver. Look at this route.
Great week.
He's jogging. ETN's just jogging, dude.
Yeah.
And he still beats him.
He had a great week. Great passing game. Great in the passing game all week.
Oh, yeah. ETN was unguardable. That's Ferguson. Kyle Williams, man. I mean, he's a 10, 180, but he can get open.
Sleeper in this draft.
You see this play right on lane. I mean, that's full speed. He's taking his freaking top off, dude.
Yeah, here's day 2 right here. It's Woody Marks starting it off, man.
Good run by Woody there.
There's Caleb Rogers.
Having a good rep.
There's Josh Farmer.
Dominating. Yeah, John Joyner's a sleeper, man. He got good speed off the edge.
Yeah, he does.
I like John Joyner. Oh, Tafuna, man. He's strong.
Short guy, man. He's good.
Tafuna's he's just 320 of pure muscle. Fat. I seen that guy during the week. Like you said, we seen him all weekend. Oh, Bartholomew, too, man. Look at that route. I mean,
so many good tight ends, man.
Harold Fannin.
Harold Fannin from Bowling Green. Great week, man. Great week.
Crazy. Jaden Higgins. Big body receiver. Mike Evans kind of type, and he's a good receiver. A lot of good receivers. Jeffrey Bossa, man, we're really athletic linebacker here.
God, freak.
Dominic Edwards just makes the I don't even want to say the name of the guy that I know his name, but I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. But this is a good route, but I'm not gonna.
This is best on best. It's the end of practice right there.
Yeah, with Willie Lankin with the step over. Oh, Jack Betch.
Gosh,
Jack Betch
caught
is
the
a
game winning
problem.
catch.
I don't care what anybody tells me about this draft. All I know is Jack Betch is a problem. Whoever drafts him is gonna have an absolute stud. Um,
Yes.
because his personality is amazing and his on-field game is even better. You just got absolute stud and a great person when you draft Jack Betch, man.
Definitely, man, and he had one of the best quotes I've seen. Here as we pull up day 3, he said, "Man, when we got those, toss-up balls, I don't call them 50-50 balls. I call them 75-25 balls." And
Yeah,
I was like, "Man, he's yoked too. He's big. So is he's one of the guys that really kind of surprised us with their size. Restrepo was one of
oh
them as
yeah,
well. Those
Betch
two
was
guys
huge.
really surprised us with their size.
Betch was huge, man. I mean, he looked like a tight end out there, and he's not. He moves like a receiver, and he's a pure receiver.
Yeah,
Transfer to LSU. LSU just how many guys they got. He just kind of got lost in the fold there. It happens. That's the good thing about the transfer portal. There's good and bad, but that's the good part about it. Betch got to go and be a number one receiver, and he took over from Savion Williams, who's also Savion Williams. You're a huge fan of Savion Williams, but you see what Betch did. He outperformed him, man.
Yeah, he did. He did, man, and he really showed why he had all the numbers this year on the team, and he's going to be able to take a lot of contact with that size. Whoever gets this guy, I mean, this wide receiver class is everyone's. If you don't know, you're going to know very soon off the combine and off the pro days and stuff like that. I mean, this is a loaded class, top to bottom.
Absolutely. I mean, every class
Insane.
is loaded at receiver. It seems like the last five years.
Yeah,
Like next year's probably gonna be
yeah.
loaded too, and then 2 years from now you got Williams and Smith coming out. I mean, 2 years from now you're just chomping at the bit if you need a receiver.
Yep, you're right, man. It's crazy. We've had a lot of guys that we've seen that's gonna
Jackson
beat some
Pollock.
cornerstones. We have some cornerstone guys I think coming out of this draft that we have got to see up close. I mean, obviously they were competing with the Shrine Bowl with rosters, but I mean it was kind of night and day, right, with these
Oh,
two, wouldn't you say?
it wasn't close, man. Honestly, I've done mock drafts
Who-
and I've read mock drafts and I've kind of done my own and I'm like 50 of these guys that play in the Senior Bowl are going second or third round, so it was just a
Right,
really loaded roster, man. It really was top to bottom.
loaded.
You had a couple of guys that are outliers like El Gersma and guys that
Yeah,
kind of got in last second, but in terms of the guys they got when they were recruiting and scouting all year, they did a great job,
yeah.
man. They only got the best talent in there.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're going to be able to get some really good position rankings here. I mean, we got to see some guys that up close. We went to a combine a couple years ago and kind of done this before, but not really, since we've hopped on the scene here with Home Squad. So, other guys, man, I mean, we're going to have some top position breakdowns as we get into it, but I mean, a lot of guys that just showed out. A lot of guys, like you said, are going to be some guys along the road that are going to be in the league for a long time. Multiple MVPs are given out, offense and defense. Seth Hennigan was one of them. Got the game-winning pass. I mean, they went Seth Hennigan on a drive, Jalen Milrow. Then they took Milrow out, put Hennigan back in for the game winner. They went about 90 yards for that game winner, and it was crazy. And I was in the press box with a couple of guys. Shout out Bill Carroll from the Athletic. I want to give him a shout out.
Yes, sir.
Great guy. So we was kind of talking to him, man. I was like, man, I really like Hennigan, and it was before he got in. And they finally got him in, and when he got that game winner, a couple guys looked over.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm telling you, this guy Hennigan's really good, and I'm really glad that he kind of solidified it. He won the ping pong matchup. He won the ping pong tournament out of all the players. I mean, guy's just a winner. 4-year starter at Memphis. They have a new guy coming in at Memphis, Antoine Hill. People watch out for him. He's going to be a really good quarterback. Maybe he's going to be going after his records. But that wraps up for our Senior Bowl week. Any lasting thoughts you kind of want to add before we move on to the big game?
The homer I am. I gotta give a shout out to the Florida guys, man. All of them had a great week of practice. Shamar James actually dominated Garden running back out of the backfield, and then he had a great day in the game. Cam Jackson, he didn't even have to play in the game. That's how good of a week he had in practice. They told him he didn't have to play in the game. So shout out Cam Jackson. Then you seen DK in the intro. He was our first one. Great guy, and he's gonna have a great future too, man. So shout out to all the Florida players, and shout out to everybody, really, man. The
For
week
real.
that what I learned this week was just because you're a fan of a team doesn't mean you have to dislike players that play for the other teams. Josh Farmer is a great person. He played at Florida State, and I'm cheering for him at the next level now. Just because he played at Florida State don't mean once you're on the next level, man, that stuff's over with, man. So that's what I really learned this week is I can like Miami players, I can like Florida State players, Alabama players, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can still be a fan of Florida. Once you move on to the next level, that stuff's over with, and if you're a good person, you're a good person.
Yeah, and exactly. And like with Josh Farmer, like you said, being a guy, starting guy for your rivals. We were seeing all week. We've seen some guys in Florida State gear shouting every time he went and every time he won. I was like, oh, they're just Florida State fans. Turns out it was Josh Farmer's brothers. So
Yeah.
shout out to them. They were really cool guys. And like you said, we were at media day and we were in this conference room at this convention center for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we're just chilling, like, in between. Like, you have interviews and stuff for the most part, but there's a lot of downtime. And, we just kind of got to talk off the record with a lot of them, got to talk to Jackson Dart.
That was really cool. That was really cool, man.
Really cool. A lot of good kids and a lot of good dudes, man.
You get to talk to some players. When you're not interviewing them, man, they're actually a lot cooler because they're not used to that yet, man. A lot of these guys aren't used to it yet. You got small school guys. Like I talked to a guy.
You could tell who was like been in had done media day before with their conferences, and who've been in the ringer. A lot of the Florida guys were really good at interviewing. A lot of the Oregon, the guys that
Big school guys.
programs. Yeah. So it was kind of cool to see that they kind of were used to it, and then some of the littler school guys were really just kind of hyped. It worked out both ways. And then another shout out was all the coaches that we saw. So, you got to see on our video. We got to saw your head coach Billy Napier of Florida. Got to see Jeff Brom at Louisville. Shout out Coach Brom.
Brett Lashley.
Catch up with him. Brett Lashley, SMU. Got to talk to him. Got to see Brett Belima. Got to see Dan Lanning. Vrabel. So many coaches that were just on the field. We were on the field after every practice, and
of course,
so many guys. Yeah, Mike Kafka. As you can see,
he's a big deal. Even though we suck, I still he's still our OC, so I still respect him. Shout out Mike Kafka.
Head coach. Yeah, head coach for the National or the American. Not which one he was the head coach for, but your OC, and that's what the best thing is about the Senior Bowl is. Yeah, you're running risk of getting hurt because it's real live action football against real dudes, and you're trying to get your draft stock up. There's no NIL. You're not really winning a ring off this. Why go hard? Why come down to Mobile, Alabama? Well, The reason why is because the whole damn coaching staff is NFL coaches that coach in the NFL right now. And they're going to, they're literally, that's the best you can get. As a high school player, if you're wanting to go to college, the best thing you can do is go down to a school's camp. Don't go to the little yada yada.com camp, little exposure camp. Don't do that. Go take your ass in your car. Go get your mom and dad, take it in your car. Take a bus, however you got to do it. Go to the school because you're in front of the literal coaches for the school. So that's what these guys are doing. They're going hard. They're in front of NFL coaches, and they're trying to get to the Super Bowl, which is what we're previewing next, Dalton, man. Trying to make it to here. We're seeing the kind of evolution here. And Senior Bowl, the second to last football game, as opposed to this one, the Super Bowl here, the big one, the granddaddy of them all. Who we got? What are your overall keys of the game? How do the Chiefs beat the Eagles? How do the Eagles beat the Chiefs? Riddle me that, brother.
What it comes down to me is the Eagles aren't going to blow them out, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
They have to get up early. I was watching Greg Olson today talk. He says that they have to get up early, but I don't know if that'll happen.
Look, that's all I wanted to know is if they were going to blow them out. So if they're not going to blow them out, and we all agree they're not going to blow them out, then the Chiefs are going to win because they win every close game, unfortunately.
Right.
This is like I said before. This is my least favorite Super Bowl ever. I don't care who wins. I'm a Giants fan. Saquon, respect him, great player. I don't blame him for leaving, but he still left. So I hate the Eagles, and they're also in our division. So, and then the Chiefs are the Chiefs, of the media. So I really don't give a shit who wins this game, man. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm going with Kansas City because I don't think that the Eagles are going to blow them out. The only way you beat the Chiefs is if you beat them by 10-plus points, and I don't think they can beat them by 10-plus points.
I think they can be up by 10 at some point in the game. I think this is going to be an entertaining game. I think everyone's going to be watching it. You say a lot of people say they don't care, but they're going to be watching this game.
I'm gonna watch
And,
the
you know,
watch the Super Bowl.
exactly. Go
Sit
to
on
watch the game. It's the Super Bowl, and man, I think it's going to be a dogfight. But the only way they can win is if the Chiefs tie it up at the end, right? Or if
overtime.
they have to have a 7 to 10 point pretty much victory the whole game, most of the game. The Eagles have to do. They have to, and then they can maybe get tied up with at the end and try to have the ball at the end. They could try to go up by 7. We don't know. There's a lot of ways we can do it. What we can do is kind of our pick our way kind of in it. Now these, I don't know if you're a betting person. Now this isn't even if you're betting. This is just kind of if you're just picking because you just like to predict what's going to happen in the game. That's what we do. It's what pretty much everybody does. So look at these prop bets here. They're called, they're just kind of like a checklist. I like this. This is pretty cool. So if you can't see it here, I can read it off to you. I know I sent it to you on your phone as well, but we got the coin toss result, the team to record the first down, first to happen, touchdown or field goal, the length of the national anthem, first team to 10 points, things like that. So we're going to go down here and just kind of get our thoughts on it and maybe see if we can get a checklist and who fared and how they did it. So if you got to pull it up, I always go heads on a coin
Really?
toss. They say tails never fails, whatever. I get it. But I like heads, But, yeah, I'm going to go with heads. What do you got on the coin toss?
Oh man, I'm actually complete opposite. They could ask me 1,000 times, and I'm saying tails every time. So yeah, we're opposite on that one for sure.
Okay. All right. Now we got the team to record the first down. Probably the team who gets the ball first, right? We don't know. But we don't know. We don't know. Maybe if 3-and-out first draft. I would really like to see that. I'm a guy I'm not a crazy bettor, but when I do bet on football, I love to bet drives. I will always say I love to bet drives, bet punt, especially college football. There's so many punts. But with this one, first to get a first down, I'll go with the Chiefs. Sure, why not?
Yeah, I was thinking Chiefs too. I'm all over the Chiefs this game, man. I hate both teams, but I just really don't think they lose the Super Bowl. I can't see them losing the Super Bowl game, dude.
Mm-hmm. I
So
know. I feel it.
all these-
All right, so now we got the length of the national anthem over 95 seconds. I like under on that one.
Really? Okay, see, I'm taking the over there. I think this person relishes
right.
the moment. I think they try to take it all in, get the spotlight on themselves. They try to make it last as long as possible, man. That's my opinion.
Now, why don't we make the biggest the deal? We all know who's going to be the halftime performer. Why don't we make a big deal on who's going to do the national anthem?
As I say, I don't even know who's doing it this year.
I feel like we should. I feel like that should be a thing. And Mariah Carey's singing the national anthem this year.
I agree, bro. I agree with that 1,000%. I wish we knew who it was, man. It should be somebody big time, and it should be announced ahead of time. I 1,000% agree with that. And their NFL is not marketing it right.
I feel it. That's a tapped in market right there. Maybe hopefully they don't ever do like a Max Singer of something like that.
Oh God.
But all right, so we got so we got over and under for national anthem. Next one, first team to 10 points. What do you think about that? I like the Eagles on that one. I like the Eagles. First team to 10 right there. Yep.
Yeah, I actually like the Eagles too there, man. I know I'm picking the Chiefs to win the game, but they're going to come from behind. That's what they do. Eagles get out of a 10-3 lead, 10-7 lead, or whatever. No big deal.
Okay. All right. I like it. All right. So now we got jersey number of first touchdown scorer. Over 22.5. So the jersey number. So you got to think of single digits or around there below. Mahomes is number 15. Jalen Hurts is number 1.
But if Mahomes throws it to the guy, it counts for the guy.
So basically, receiver, Saquon's number 26. So they're pretty much saying who's going to score first, a receiver or Saquon or Kareem Hunt.
I'm going over here, man.
Over?
Jalen Hurts.
I like Jalen Hurts as well.
Jalen Hurts or Saquon's going to score first. Either one of them. We're under 26.
But A.J. Brown's number 18, I believe.
It's exactly. So, and Devontae Smith's like 6 or something, I think.
Number 6, yep.
Yeah, so if the Eagles score first, we're good there. So I hope the Chiefs don't
odds
score
are great.
first. Yeah, odds are good there, man. I like that. I like the Eagles too.
You like the under?
Yeah, no, I like the over on the number. I like I actually like the over. I think Saquon will score the first touchdown. Going all in on Saquon.
Okay.
I know if they throw the touchdown, then the odds are stacked against me. But Jalen Hurts ain't showing me much. If they gonna have to, if he's gonna stop the run, it's pretty much actually over. I think for the Eagles.
Yeah, I like over as well. I got you on that one. Now, side note, I did look at the betting today. I did not put it in. Just looking at it. Isaiah Pacheco, first one to 20 yards, I think, rushing
They did.
is like
I know. You think
it's
he's gonna
plus
break
like
out.
500.
I know. Personally, you think he's gonna break out, bro. But
Yeah,
he lost his starting job. Kareem Hunt's he lost his starting job.
he was
Dude.
hurt, bro. He was
Because
hurt.
Super Bowl don't mean he's going to just start getting more carries. Kareem Hunt took his job. I've looked at the numbers. I've looked at advanced stats. He's doing better yards per carry. He's doing better breaking tackles. He's doing better at explosive plays. He's doing better at everything. So I don't know why you throw Pacheco in the mix right now.
I think you do just for a drive or two, man. If you can get you 60 yards, 40 yards in 2 drives, you'll take that just because it's a jolt. And I agree. I like Kareem Hunt. I mean, I don't like him off the field, but
No,
I like Kareem Hunt as a back. I think he's a dog. I'm glad he's back in Kansas City where he thrived in the first place. So yeah, I do like that. But that's just if you want to throw a quick 20, if you're a betting person, that could make you a lot of money there on your return. But the next one we have here is first team to call a timeout. So usually when we see timeout, wrong call, play clock going down, trying to avoid a delay game, a team's on hurry up, your defense needs to get a breather. Who calls the first timeout here?
I think it's the Eagles. I think they have a big run play, 60 yards or something. They have one almost every game, and then they can't get to the line on time. They're just celebrating, and they can't get the call in on time. It's just one of them timeouts. No big deal at the end of the
I love
day.
the scenario.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that scenario.
I really think that's what happens. Saquon breaks a 60-yarder or something like that, and you got the big lineman running down the field. They just can't get there on time to call the play, and you got to call timeout.
Love it. Love it, love it. No, I like that. I like that. Yeah, we'll see. I like that as well. I like the scenario. First team to call a timeout, man. I would love to see the Chiefs just because the Eagles are just on their necks. But I could also see the Eagles being kind of a little surprised by some Spagnolia looks maybe early on.
Oh
So
yeah,
let me go ahead and Eagles on the first one. I think they're the most talented team. They got the better players in this game, but they're not the better coached. I think, and that's we need a timeout. So give me the Eagles on taking the first timeout. Now the next one we have here, first team in opponent's red zone. So pretty much what we say here, you got Kansas City or you got Philly.
I got Kansas City here. I think the Eagles' first drive will get to like the 20, 25 maybe, and then they go for a field goal. And I think Elliott misses one actually. And then I think the Chiefs go down and get a field goal themselves about the 15-yard line. So I got
Okay.
Kansas.
I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, so let's see in the next one we have here. I agree with you on that one. So the next team here is the first team, either team to miss a field goal. Now, both teams I could see missing a field goal this game. Honestly, I could see both these teams doing. I know if you're a betting person as well. I think points for Harrison Butker is 7.5 himself. So we'll see if he gets 7.5. That's field goals and PATs. I kind of like the over on that, but we'll see. All right, what do you think about that one? First team to miss, either team to miss a field goal.
Yeah, I kind of gave it away a minute ago, but I think Elliott misses one real early, long kick, not nothing short, but I think Elliott misses one, man. He's had a great year, he's a
Okay.
great year, but I think it's a long kick, nothing short or nothing, but 50 yards, 45, something like that, and I think he misses it.
Okay, then we'll get a couple other one here just to round them out. Just a couple of these are just like real if you're a betting guy. There's just DraftKings that put it out, but I just kind of like it just to not even if you don't bet. So okay, I'm going to pick the last three here. Just kind of out of the rest of them. The last one we have here, the last third one is last team to score. Who's going to be the last team to score? Is it going to be a defensive stand by Kansas City? Is Kansas City going to get a late night, field goal, late, the last second touchdown to win it? Or the Eagles going to get a last second chance to win it? Who scores the last points here? Last one. I know where you're going.
Yeah, you already know, man. I think Kansas City scores the last point, just the game decider. I think this game comes down to the wire, and they really run the clock out because it's what they're known for, man. Like I
I
would,
know.
I would love to like say, oh, this is the game they don't do it, but it's just so freaking vanilla anymore in the NFL. Like what's gonna happen essentially. At least in my opinion, you know what's gonna happen, and I think I know what's gonna happen this game. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think the Chiefs are gonna get the ball last. They run the clock
Yeah.
out, set Bucker up for a
Yeah.
short field goal. He nails the game over.
Okay. I like the analysis. I like the predictions. Now, the second to last one we're going to take here, just get some picks on, is the shortest touchdown scored. Over 1.5 yards. Are we going to get a tush push in this game for a tutty on either side? What are we going to get here?
One
What do
and
we
a half
think?
yards. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Eagles do score a lot of touchdowns at the 1 yard line, but this is a
Mhm.
one game sample size. I'm honestly going to say no. I don't think anybody scores 1.5 yards in. I think all the touch. I mean, 2 yards out. That's not like a crazy prediction. I think all the touchdowns come from 2+ yards. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I just really did.
I feel you.
I know the Eagles score a
I
lot at the
mean,
1 yard line, but Saquon gets tackled a lot at the one. That just seems to be bad luck instead of like he don't do it on
okay.
purpose. You know what I mean? It's not on purpose. I think
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah. I
this
like under. I like under on that.
he ends up. I think if he gets to the one in the Super Bowl, he ends up getting to the end zone because of the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So you're saying there's not going to be a 1 yard touchdown?
I don't think so.
Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. There's going to be a 1 yard touchdown, maybe a tush push. We'll see, or Mahomes. We'll see. Okay, actually, we'll do one more, but the second to last one now. What is this going to be here? Will the game go to overtime?
I mean, the odds of that is really, really substantially low. So I'm gonna say no. I mean, it could, of course. That's always a possibility, but the odds of it going to overtime at Super Bowl is just crazy low. Some team's gonna go for something crazy at the end of the game if it's tied or something. Nobody wants to go
Yeah.
to nobody wants to go to overtime at Super Bowl. So that's like the last freaking hope. You know what I mean? Like if you're down 8, the only way you're going to overtime is if you're down 8 and you score with like 10 seconds left and you go for 2 and you get like it's the only way, dude.
A missed field goal could really play into that if
Yeah.
we have overtime. If we get a missed field goal or a miss, something like that, miss extra point, we'll see. But the last question is here before we do our picks, Dalton. What color is the Gatorade going to be?
This year I'm feeling orange for some reason. I'm feeling
Orange?
orange Gatorade this year. Orange Gatorade for the win. I know Cool Blue is pretty popular, but go orange.
Okay. I'm going to go with blue just because I think I was torn between blue or lemon lime because I think they want like a big contrast color, for the picture. Because the red, it just goes with the team that the Chiefs win. I think it'll be a green or
Orange
blue.
isn't red though. Orange isn't red though.
I know, but that's on the same. It's close to it. It's close to it.
I know. I'm just saying orange isn't red, but I get you, bro.
I know. I'm just saying.
I get you.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't choose red for sure. And then that I was torn between red, orange, and red, lemon, lime, and blue. So I like blue in this one. So you say orange, right?
Yeah, I'm feeling orange for some
All right.
reason. And it seems to be the slept-on flavor. A lot of times it ends up being the winner, and nobody predicts it. So just going on a
Yeah.
limb here, and let's go orange, man. It's a great flavor, and it's really slept-on Gatorade flavor, I think.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. That is actually a pretty slept on. Sometimes it tastes kind of medicine-y, like cough drops, cough syrup a little bit. But
Really?
I have a thing with orange. But before we get our picks, Dalton, there is a little bit of college news. We're going to see some college news sporadic here throughout the week. We did see since we've been on Chip Kelly getting hired. He's back, in the NFL. He's OC there for the Raiders. Ohio State lost both their coordinators, so they kind of had to lock down, their head coach. At least that's what they wanted to do with, the new natty. What do you think here of Ryan Day getting the new extension to 2031 through 31 at $12.5 million per year?
I think it's a brilliant decision by Ohio State. Everybody hates on the guy, but there's no reason to. The only team you can't beat is Michigan, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day if you win the national title. Michigan's
Yeah,
afterthought at that point. Ohio State's got to get this thing out of their head about beating Michigan. It doesn't matter if you win the national title. It doesn't matter if you're the better team. Screw Michigan, man. Ryan Day is a great coach. I never thought I would say that. I really didn't. But he proved me wrong this year. I mean, he actually ran through the playoffs. None of the games were really competitive. If you want to call it in order to get competitive, you can, but I don't think it was really competitive. So Ryan Day deserved this. I think he earned it.
Okay. I think
I know
it's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money, but when you lose both your coordinators, I think both of them were happy to sign each other. It's a happy marriage either way. Either Ryan Day was going to get a call right now from somewhere big from the NFL, because you really can't get bigger than Ohio State in college. I mean, Alabama's not Alabama anymore. Oregon's got their guy. Really isn't any other program out there that has the resources and facilities like Ohio State does. So, didn't really see him going anywhere with college if he's going to leave at all. So when NFL didn't go, he lost his OC to the NFL, Chip Kelly, which is crazy hire. But yeah, he was probably happy to sign, man. It's kind of, all right, I'm here. I'm not leaving. Hot seat is now officially ice cold, especially after getting an ice cold ring on your finger. So, I got to give it to him. Shout out to Ohio State on getting the natty. We'll see what happens, throughout the rest of the portal with spring games coming up. What's your thoughts on Matt Rule saying they're probably going to maybe not play their spring game because they want to avoid tampering from other programs? What'd you think about that?
To be honest, I think Matt Rule sucks, bro. Nebraska didn't show me anything this year. They didn't show me.
Is he lying though? He's not lying though. He's not lying. Like
he's not lying.
If my quarterback throws for 300 in the spring game and you call him and offer him 1.5 million and he's gone, like.
Look, my point is, if you're Nebraska, if you call yourself a big time program, it shouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen at Florida. It wouldn't happen at Alabama. It wouldn't happen at Ohio State. So if Nebraska's a big time program, it doesn't matter how you do in the spring game, brother. That's my point.
It might though. It might, because a lot of the spring game, because it depends how you run your program. But most of the spring game is you're really just seeing how deep you are. You're looking at your depth. You really know who your guys are. You're not looking for who your stars going to be. You're looking at your depth and see, all right, how really deep are we at this position, So you could see guys losing their slot, losing their second string tight end, losing maybe not their top guys, but guys that you need to win a championship.
Okay, I mean,
they're going to take them.
It's what it is, man. It's dog eat dog world out here.
I know, but it's all about the timing. Okay, it's free range. It's free range in the summer. I get it. But we are talking about the winter, right after the season. Okay, cool. But we're talking about the spring game, where the season, and we're supposed to really see who's on my team here. You're supposed to be moved in and ready. Shouldn't be leaving. You shouldn't.
No.
You know who's on your team by the spring game.
I get that 1,000%.
It's the NCAA's fault for having the window open. I get it, but do you agree with that of them saying, all right, well, if NCAA, if you're going to have this window open, we're not going to have our spring game because until you change, I think it's a smart move. I don't blame them. What would you do? Because okay. Oh no, Dalton. Not everybody's team's in the SEC. I don't know if you know this, bro, but not everybody's team is in the SEC. And let's not act like you all even run the SEC one. You all lose guys left and right too until recently. Okay, so let's say, Lagway would have last year chewed in the spring game. He knew he wasn't starting. Mertz, wasn't looking good, and he chewed in the spring game and he leaves. How would you feel about that?
All right, I would have been pretty pissed.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen to somebody.
I'd have been real pissed, to be honest with you. So I get what you're saying, man. At the end of the day, I get it. But it's attrition, and it's NCAA's fault. I'm not blaming them. I just can't blame these kids that are 18 and 19 years old. They're listening to their parents, listening to their agents. I'm blaming NCAA all day. I'm not saying it's right. But it's NCAA's fault, not the players' fault. If you got greener pastures and you're going to go play in the NFL, if you go here and you're going to sit on the bench here, then I got to go with the players. It's NCAA's fault, not the players, man.
I feel it. Now we're going to see a couple of the situations unfold like that. Some guys are going to leave after the spring. which we've seen. But we've seen East Tennessee State FCS program. They're kind of doing that this year. They got Cade McNamara from Iowa. They got Chriswell from North Carolina. Two big guys that are transferring down, and only one's going to start. So it's kind of like a spring training tryout here for them. It's because they know they got the window coming up. They got that safe fallback. People are scrounging to get homes just for the spring. Even if they're getting overlooked, they're like, screw it, I'll just go here for the spring, and then I'm about to turn around and dip right back out.
Cade McNamara's about to
So-
transfer into freaking Morehead State, bro.
You said what?
Cade McNamara's going to have to transfer to Morehead State after spring.
You think Chris Well's going to start over him, huh?
Ain't even hating on Cade McNamara, bro. If you're watching this, man, I'm sure you're a great person.
Watch.
I'm sure you're a great person, but Jacoby Criswell's a better quarterback.
I agree, but that's what they're doing because they both know they were coming. You know, it was pretty close. It was like days apart. It wasn't that far apart.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like all right. They're like, all right, but this guy's coming. I hope you know. But whoever dukes it out in the spring, you know, that's who gets it. And we're going to see a lot of people like that. Over the week, we did see our boy Jameer Spain he did commit. He's going D2. Happy for him, man. You know, I think all those roads are leading, you know, to, you know, as long as it leads to success, you know, it does. I think he's going to go to somewhere. He plays quarterback, obviously, so he has to go to somewhere he's going to try to get on the field, right, if you're not going into a big program. So we'll see. Congratulations to Jameer Spain. But
No shame.
what are your thoughts here? But what do you think? Well, before we get our picks for the big game, the football finale, what do you think about that, the spring game? All right, do you think over under 5 teams are going to opt out of their spring game this year?
I'm going with the under, man. I think it's a big time game. We got a lot of fans in the building. It's just a huge tone setter for the season. If you don't have that, a lot of fans lose interest.
It's not anymore.
Fans are a huge part of
It was until they had it was until their portal opened the day after.
Look, we could disagree on this one, but at the end of the day, I think it's a big thing for the fans, man. Especially if you're a college town, like, you know, the University of Louisville is a college town, Lexington's a college town, Gainesville, all the teams we are real, you know, close to, they're college towns, man. If you get rid of that, the people are going to be like, what happened? Like, what happened today? What happened?
Game.
Went on with our program? I think it actually is a bigger deal than you think. Especially like Nebraska, they're the only school in their whole state.
Well, let's be real. The spring game really hasn't. The spring game hasn't been really that like that these past 3-4 years because they don't really even hit anymore in the spring game.
Okay,
they was hitting more. They were hitting more, Dalton, at the Senior Bowl practice than they do at the spring game.
I'm not disagreeing with that. My only point is the fan interest here. If I'm in the state of Nebraska and that's the only school I got, the only D1 school I got, I'm looking forward to this damn spring game all year. It's the first football game of the year. Then you decide to cancel it. There's gonna be 90,000. They get 90,000 fans a year there a spring game, bro.
Yeah, because it's free.
And they're gonna cancel it. Okay. They
get 90,000 every game.
Way to get 45,000 people off the bandwagon right there, though.
They ain't gonna be off no damn bandwagon.
Nobody's on the bandwagon. They
can always spin it, man. I mean, I agree. I think it's a good time. We've been to spring games together back in the past in Louisville. Got to see Teddy Bridgewater. You know, guys at the spring game. Shout out. But it's not the same. They don't hit anymore. The coaches are on the 50. You know.
Nobody hits anymore. It's just. It's
I know. So, but like you said,
it's dumb.
The problem is the window. I feel it.
Yeah.
But all right, before we get into it here, that's kind of our thoughts here on the college wrap up. Not any too crazy news. I seen Jonte Cook got arrested, unfortunately.
Yeah. Thank God, Billy Napier said no to him. Shout out, Billy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop doubting you, man, because
hey,
this last calendar year you've been killing it. So shout out, Billy M. Gotta stop doubting you, man. I met you the other day, shook hands, great guy. So I'm gonna start doubting you, and I'm gonna put my faith into you. And if you screw us over again, then I'm gonna have to change my tone. But shout out, Billy M.
You ain't ever changing your tone again, Bubba. I knew
you know
I'm
for you. I'm for it until I die, man. Even if we lose 12 games in a row, I'm still gonna say, well, we're gonna win the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I.
I don't know. I've heard different. I heard different from you.
Nah.
I wouldn't hope. I wish I'd had you some recordings. I'd have blackmailed you down there at Senior
Oh
Bowl
yeah.
in front of
You
Napier.
know,
I'd have
you
said, I said, Napier, I got some stuff on my phone, and you wouldn't like it. And
you're right.
first
I'm-
4 weeks of the season,
No,
I got some stuff.
Let me say something real quick.
I feel you, but I didn't understand.
Last thing. No, let me just say one last thing.
No,
is
I got
my
you. I
Last,
feel you. I feel you.
last piece right here is I don't always support the coach. That's true because sometimes the coaches mess up, but I always support the program. No matter
That's
what.
true.
I tune in. I never miss a college football game, and then the only college basketball games I miss is when we're playing freaking like Southern Miss or something. So even if I don't like the program and I don't like where we're going, I'm tuning in, man. So that's one thing I can say, and I think you'll back me up on that.
I will. That's why I gotta give you applause. No, I will. You're a real fan. A lot of people in a couple days are not real fans.
Yeah, you're right.
You're not real Chief fans, guys. You all aren't Chief fans. You didn't grow up watching Mahomes, or the Chiefs. You weren't an Alex Smith fan. You weren't a Brody Croyle fan. You weren't Trenton Green fan. You weren't a Jamal Charles fan. You weren't a Dwayne Bowe fan.
Larry Johnson, Priest Holmes, Dwayne, etc.
Etc.
Tom
So
Holly.
I feel that. I feel it. And I'm a Mike Vick fan. I'm not an Eagles fan. Shout out Mike Vick.
On the
Mike Vick and Deshaun Jackson will be coaching against each other this year, which is crazy.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. Okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty, as we would say. Before we get out of here, we do have a special interview, never before seen. If you're sticking with us here at the tail end of the episode, but before we get here, let's get our picks in. I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. And I think both teams are going to come out. They're going to play like it's their last game. It's this last game of the season. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles. Give me the Eagles by a mile or by a hair. I don't know. But I know they're going to get it done somehow, some way. The clock strikes midnight for the Kansas City Chiefs Queendom.
Wow.
What are your thoughts, Dalton? Let's get your picks here. The last football game. This is it. This is the last football game we get. We had the Senior Bowl. Thank you, Senior Bowl. Thank you. Everybody involved. Molly, everybody. But this is the last game. This is it. Who do you got?
I'm going with the freaking Kansas City Chiefs all day, twice tomorrow. 5 times on Sunday. Ain't no way this team loses.
3 Petey says. Oh, man. Dalton caves in. Dalton caves in. Dalton caves in.
Jones. Holmes,
TMZ.
and Jones. The big 3 just run.
Spagnola. That's it.
Goodness, you're talking to me about Steve Spagnuolo. Like, I don't know about Steve Spagnuolo. I'm the biggest Steve Spagnuolo supporter in the world. But he ain't the reason they're winning this Super Bowl.
Mrs. Spagnola is the biggest
It's
supporter.
because of freaking Patrick Mahomes, which I hate to say, but he's the reason they win. Every time they need a game-winning drive, guess what? They get a game-winning drive. Every time they need to run the clock out, guess what? They run the clock out, bro. I don't like the guys as much as you don't.
AJ Brown or Saquon Barkley.
I know we don't like either. What?
Either AJ Brown or Saquon Barkley.
What about him? Game winner?
It's the game winner.
That's cute. That's cute, man, because the Eagles barking up the wrong tree here, I think, man. Saquon can run for 200 yards, but it doesn't matter. Mahomes needs a scorer, bro. He just freaking does, man. And I hate it. I hate it as much as you do, as much as the next guy, and as much as anybody else that hates the Chiefs. I freaking don't like it. I'm just being a realistic person here. And if Mahomes needs to, bro, they score, dog, and I hate it. But that's what's going to happen. They're going to need to score, and they're going to score. And they're going to need to stop.
Yeah.
When they need to stop, they get a stop like they did against Josh Allen in the AFC Championship. If they need to score, they need to score. I mean, that's just my opinion. They need to score, they need to score, they need to stop, they need to stop. They get it. They're clutch. They're clutch.
I know. We've seen it week in and week out.
Clutch is
They've gotten saved. Even when week 1 they got saved with Lamar, with likely. I mean, having his toe on the
It
stripe.
wasn't a controversial call. He was out of bounds. I mean, he didn't get saved. He was
Yeah,
out of
but but they didn't. The Chiefs didn't win that game. They didn't win that game.
But he was out of
won
bounds.
the
I mean,
game.
it wasn't like it was a close ball. It was clear he was out of
Okay.
bounds.
I know. And then with
So
the refs
that's
they've
this.
gotten this year, you're going to have to get up big on them, like you said. Everybody's been echoing the same thing. It's going to be a last-minute touchdown by the Chiefs, just like it's always been. And guess what? It's a good bet because they've done it all year. But I'm going to go with the Eagles. We're going to reconvene after the Super Bowl. And, man, I think it's going to be a really close game. I'm just hoping for a good game. I hope not a blowout. It's not a blowout. Either way, I don't want either team to get blown out. I hope we have a great game like we had the Senior Bowl. But that's just my thoughts on it. What are your final thoughts before we get out of here? And we're going to maybe our next time we're on here, we might be seeing a three-peat. But if I got your final thoughts before we get into the big game, brother?
Final thoughts is the Chiefs are ran by the devil or something crazy like that. What you believe in, so I'll leave that up to you. But I really think that's what it is. That's the only reason I picked them. I think if it comes down to, like I said, if it comes down to the wire, they're gonna pull it out. But I don't really care if they do or not because I don't like the Eagles at all either. So really, at the end of the day, man, I don't give a shit about this game. But let's have a great game. At the end of the day, let's have a game that comes down to the last play.
I feel a shout out to Sniper and shout out to Jada's in the chat.
Oh yeah,
But, all right.
Joe.
I feel it, man. I feel it right there. I do. I'm just gonna have to sway the other way just because I do think the Eagles have the better team. And do they play at their best all the time? No, but when they do, I don't think anybody can beat them. So on that note, we're gonna leave it on this note, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone that's been tuning in, thank you so much. Everyone that's been tuning in this past week on our channels of our Senior Bowl coverage. We got so many more interviews that's going to be coming out every week. But here's a never before seen unreleased interview before we go. And next time we see you, we'll have a new champion in the NFL. But peace out, everyone. We got Cam Jackson interview coming up next.
Cam Jackson here with Florida. How do you feel the first 2 days went as you've been wrapping it up here?
I feel like the first 2 days done went good. I seen the notification come to my phone. I think I was like a standout guy again today. So, just want to keep working, keep competing, having fun with my guys.
Yeah, and what's the biggest thing that's kind of took you by surprise? Or anything that you had to adjust this week that's kind of that you didn't expect coming in? Like any looks or anything?
I know they've been doing something like double backs. I ain't never seen that, so I had to adjust to that.
Okay, cool. And then I did see your head coach here, Billy Napier, out here showing support. How's that feel, man, that your coach came all the way out just to show you support here one last time to go around?
It felt good seeing Coach Nate. I know he's been busy, especially dealing with the guys back at the school, but it was good to see him and meet him and Chim. We all connected and talked, so it was great to see him.
Yeah, for sure. And he's got a pretty tall task on having to fill your spot on the defensive line with you going to the next level. Before we get you out of here, is there a certain song or game day song, something you've been bopping to get ready for practice?
I've been listening to a lot of Young Boy and Lil Baby a lot, so yeah, I listen to them.
Yeah, the new album, My Baby, is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, let's wrapping it up here with Cam Jackson, day 2 here, Senior Bowl, and I hope you have a good one, man.
Oh, yeah, appreciate it.
Cam Jackson.